Mark Levin looked at these two gentlemen and said, they are just has-been politicians. Watch.
They call themselves no labels. Well, that's their label, is it not? They have a great platform. They don't know what they stand for, and you don't get to find out, only that they want to get things done. What I notice is these are basically washed up millionaire Democrat, Republican, inside Washington politicians who can't get elected by their own party. The problem in this country right now is we're getting too many things done that are damaging our country, damaging our society, damaging the rule of law, damaging immigration. You got a lawless president in the Oval Office who's signing executive orders. You've got lawless courts who are imposing their will. You've got a massive administrative state putting out regulations left and right. They want to get things done. They're in a hurry to get things done. What do you want to get done? The Constitution is set up not to get things done. It's to let people live their lives. It's to let the states have authority.
So he will not be voting for the no labels ticket because I can weave in between. He was parsing his words there.
Right. Huntsman said he doesn't know whether or not he's going to do it. He said no plans.
Said the same thing.
He said no plans to run at this point. And Manchin said, "Ask me next year." Here's the problem, though, for a third-party candidacy.
I don't know if I've won or not.
Right. The problem for a third-party candidacy is you remember back to 1992 when Ross Perot ran and got 19%. And he was a spoiler. He caused George Herbert Walker Bush to leave the White House, essentially, and Bill Clinton won. So that was 19% of the electorate. Recently, though, in 2016, only 6% of the people voted for a third party, and then in 2020, only 2%. And most of the people who voted for the third party in 2016 backed Joe Biden 4 years later.
But Democrats are in a panic.
What if no labels got Gavin
Donald Trump
Newsom
the job.
and Ron DeSantis on a ticket?
That would never happen, but that would be something.
They would never leave their parties, but that would be interesting.
But Doug Jones has been basically hired by the Democratic Party to downplay no labels. They are scared to death of Cornel West. Can you imagine how scared they would be for Huntsman, who would do damage in almost every state, and Manchin, who would do damage in some states too, and together they would chip away. I mean, when you see how many states were just a few thousand separating both candidates in 2016 and 2020, this absolutely should be taken dead serious. What people have brought up is where have they gotten their money?
There's some
be transparent on where your money's coming from, because they got a ton of it.
There's something appealing, though, about having a moderate conservative and a moderate Democrat on the same ticket.
Right. Because we do have to compromise in this country. People don't want to hear it,
divided.
But you have to compromise. That's what I get outside the circles when you go into the real world. Most people are not way to the right or way to the left, and they're willing to sacrifice a little. We got to get away from the I lost, you won, and I'm going to get you back in 4 years, as opposed to, my person won, but I'm not out of it for 4 years. I have a role in it. And Joe Biden pretended he was going to do that, but
your ideas. Please hear mine. We can still get along and have different opinions.
Absolutely. And that is why a majority of Americans now identify as independent. And you got to figure there's an audience for this.
The majority do?
When you look at, more people have said they're independent than Democrat or Republican.
Yeah, the problem right now, I'm just getting this, there's a poll out, and people who disagree with me are wrong 100% of the time. So I'm going to probably get that pie chart up next hour.
All right. So that's politics.
Promise? Okay.
Let's move on to some other news. Chilling new developments in the case of the Gilgo Beach, New York serial killings. New Google Street images surfaced showing the suspect chatting with a woman in New York City 1 year before he was arrested.
Yeah, I mean, it's chilling, but I bet he chatted with a bunch of women over the course of the last few years,
I saw something on TikTok yesterday,
I mean, he lives in your neighborhood. Do people know him, Brian?
Everybody, people know him. We're scared of the behemoth demon.
All right, well, meanwhile, police